everyone. Welcome to Keeping It Real While You Heal. My name is Brittany Brown, and I am the Young Adult Program Supervisor at Wins Girls, and I've been here for 3 years. Malaysia?
Hi, I'm Malaysia Lewis. I've been an emerging leader with Gwen's Girls for about 6 months, but I've been with the program for about a year.
Thank you. Medina?
My name is Medina, and I'm Emerging Leaders. I've been with the program, well, Emerging Leaders for 6 months, but I've been with Bagala, period, for a year and a half.
My name is Naima. I'm an emerging leader here at Glen's Girls, and I've been here for a year.
My name is Corey Moreland, and I am the family/youth advocate for our See the Best of Me program, as well as our Bagala coordinator.
Thank you. Thank you. And for those of you who don't know, Bagala stands for Black Girls Advocacy, Leadership, and Alliance. And that's what we have here today. So we're going to meet with our Black girls today who are going to advocate for young people who may be involved or may be at risk for the commercial sexual exploitation of children, also known as sex trafficking. Now, you may not hear me say commercial sexual exploitation again, but if I do mention the name CSEX, that's what I'm referring to, okay? Now, most young people don't ever say the name CSEX or sex trafficking. So I'm going to shoot it to the young ladies on here. What do teenagers think about or hear or think about when they hear the word sex trafficking? What comes in mind for you ladies? And Naima, I'll start with you.
For me personally, I think they would think of somebody older trying to use them for something, trying to get something out of them. For example, it could be them taking you shopping or just trying to pull you into this lifestyle that's not really good or safe for teenagers.
Okay. And Medina?
For me, I'll say like using real life objects, like, objects that you're not used to getting to basically pull you in so that, like, they can get what they want from you and you get what you want in a way. So everybody's happy, I guess.
So getting what they want from you, so that exploiting piece. And Malaysia, what about you? When you hear the term CSEX or sex trafficking, what comes to mind for you?
I think of somebody who is taking advantage of younger people and often ruining a younger person's life before it even really starts.
Ruining that's deep. Ruining someone's life. So have you guys ever heard of a friend or even seen on TV someone being exploited? And what did it look like for that young person? And anybody can answer.
On this show called Law and Order, they basically are detectives and investigate those type of things. And I see young girls, they're always, wearing expensive clothing, being a drug, getting free stuff. And usually they're being groomed by somebody older. Somebody's basically tricking them into thinking that's okay. And they don't usually tell that to their friends or anybody else because they don't want to be judged.
No, I get that. So you're talking about someone older. And Ms. Corey, I'm gonna kick it to you because me and you are a little older, not too much from these young ladies. But when we hear the word trafficker, what titles or names come to your mind?
I think a lot of the girls definitely hit it on the nose, but when I think of like older, I think of like a sugar daddy, as we would call it growing up, or like maybe someone's pimp, or as like, the younger kids say nowadays, my old head. I think of, some of those terms when I, think of this terminology.
So do you guys, or not, I know you guys are like a whole generation from us. So do you guys use those same terms when it comes to the trafficker, or do you have different terms for that?
Yeah, I would mostly hear sugar daddy a lot. I wouldn't really hear old head that much, but usually it's just sugar daddy.
Right.
Yeah. Malaysia, what about you? Are those the same terms that you hear now?
Yeah, that's generally what we call it nowadays. We still refer to it as sugar daddies.
Okay. And Malaysia, since you're already on the line, what does a trafficker in your mind look like?
When I picture a trafficker, I think of someone who's like wearing black clothing, not really trying to be noticed on the sidelines, like kind of like trying to pick people out to see if they're easy to traffic, just trying to see who their next victim is, like in the shadows, kind of,
Right. Okay. So someone trying to fade into the background. So Naima, would you be surprised if I said a trafficker can look like anyone. A trafficker can look like an older woman, a younger woman, a white man, a black man, Hispanic man, an Asian man. It can look like anybody. But would you be surprised if I told you that oftentimes the ones who bring a young lady into the life is someone actually your own age? Would that surprise you?
Because when you think of a sex trafficker, people always think of someone like older than you. You wouldn't
Mhm.
think of your age, you know. But I can see where you're coming from. Like maybe it's your friend telling you like, "Oh, I have this one friend who gets me whatever I want. You
Right.
know, let's go,
Mm.
let's go to the movies today or something." You know.
Okay, so let's expand on that. Have you guys ever seen someone your age, and I'm using quotation marks here, and you may not see it because of my virtual background, dating someone older?
Yeah.
Is that common for you guys or is that abnormal?
It's kind of common to me. Some people are attracted to older men for certain reasons. Some people like to hang around older crowds because they feel like their own age is too childish. So I kind of do see that a lot. But it's not really the right thing to do. If somebody's over 18 and you're still a minor and they're talking to you, that's just inappropriate.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that goes back into we talk about exploitation, right? Because an older person should never be interacting sexually or anything or in a relationship with someone older because they're exploiting them for a need. So you guys talked about earlier exploiting where they're buying the young person clothing or new shoes, getting their hair done. They're finding that need for that person and they're exploiting them. Since we're talking about exploiting their needs, and we know that it doesn't always have to be a materialistic need, right? It can be an emotional need. Maybe a young person doesn't have a father figure in their life or a motherly figure or too many friends. So they try to exploit that need to say, I'm going to fill that void, for you emotionally. But since we're talking about exploitation, let's talk about red flags. And I'm going to ask all three of you guys, what are some red flags that if a parent is looking out or a young person your age, what are some red flags that you would say take notice of this?
Okay, I would think that like when you're talking to someone online that you don't know, like when like someone's offering to like shower you with luxuries or things like that, like trying to butter you up. You know what I mean? Like when
Mm,
like strangers,
right.
or also like any stranger asking for personal information, whether it's like online or in person, just strangers coming up to you trying to get to know you out of the blue. That's definitely
Mm,
a red flag.
okay, I agree. Naima or Medina, do you guys want to weigh on the red flags?
Another red flag would be like maybe absences at school. Like, you send your daughter to school, but she's not there. And maybe she's like linking, maybe she's linking with her sugar dad or her old head. Or like, if you see like your child with something that you didn't buy for her or she
Mm,
buy for herself. So
mm-hmm.
it's like where are you getting this money from? You don't work. I don't get it for you. So where is it coming from?
Absolutely. And I have to agree. Those are some really pinpoint things you can look for. Like, are they wearing these expensive items that they normally couldn't afford? You know what I mean? And if they are dating someone their age 16 or they're buying Louis Vuitton, ain't no 6-year-old buying Louis Vuitton on no, you know what I mean, fast food salary. I ain't hating, but dang well they're not doing that. But since we're on this topic, and I know we discussed this personally between us before about some scary moments. Have you ever had a scary moment where you felt like this could be a moment of exploitation? And it doesn't have to be something you personally experienced, maybe a friend or a family member experienced.
I would say, for me personally, this happened before, and I also hear stories people telling me, always getting catcalled when you're walking around, somebody trying to give you a ride, and like they keep on saying they're trying to get you in their car. That's something that happens a lot. I'm always hearing stories about girls being
Them
catcalled.
jitneys
Yeah,
by Johnny Who when they be trying to take you home. I'll take the bus.
exactly.
Okay.
People always
Every
trying to.
time we have to stay safe. And I know Malaysia, you came off of mute, and I think you want to share something with us.
Yeah, okay. So, like a couple weeks ago or so, I was at the gas station pumping gas. It was late at night, and this man came up to me. It was just the two of us. Um, and he was like trying to get to know me, like asking me my name. And it was very uncomfortable and very sketchy. And instantly I thought like, hey, I should probably not tell him who I am. So I then proceeded to lie about my name. And then I immediately thought of, I actually have a flight that I have to catch in the morning and I have to leave right now. It was lovely talking to you, but I have to go. And I immediately got in my car and I left. It was a very sketchy situation, and I'm not sure what would have happened if I would have given my real information or whatnot. But I thought quickly and got out of there as fast as possible.
I'm glad you thought on your feet because that can be, especially if gas station at night and it's dark, there's not too people around. That could have been very
Right.
scary. So so you thought of, protecting yourself by not giving your real information. What are some other ways young people can protect themselves?
Um.
Maybe
hmm,
not staying out like that late. Like I know people got jobs and stuff, but if you know you're out and about and you're having fun, like maybe set your own curfew. If your mom and dad don't set your curfew, set your own curfew. Like, okay, I just came back from school. I'm gonna be out till maybe 9, 10ish, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm back in the house before it gets dark and the street lights turn on. Something like that. You never know when that's probably time sex traffickers come out because you never know. They may be like, oh, it's time to come out at night because this is when so and so is out. They could be watching you every second. You never know.
Absolutely. And I just want to add too, it's just not, that's a good point, but it's just not at night. Like y'all, sometimes, for me, when I was in high school, it was during those high school hours, right? So they're waiting outside, seeing who's coming outside after the last bell ring. And, oh, you want to ride home? You look good, girl. But one thing I always did, no matter where I went with anybody, male or female, is I would text a picture of the license plate to my friend or my sister, take a picture of the person, like smile, you on candid camera. That's old, y'all. Y'all know what that is. But take a picture of them and say, this is the person I'm with. So if anything happens, if I don't text you something, then you know that you need to, what I mean, life 360 me right now, because something's going on. And I would also like to say safe words, right? So I have a son about you guys' age, and we always have a safe word. So just for instance, pickles, right? So if my son ever texts me and say, and my son hates pickles, but he say, Mom, can you buy me some pickles from the store? I know I need to be on my way, right? Or I say, hey, do you want some extra pickles on your burger? And if he says yes, I know I need to be on my way. So think of a safety word. You can say, hey, if I ever text or say this word to you, you need to come get me immediately. Something's happening. And since we're on the topic, do you guys have any local or national resources that you can share with young people your own age?
Um, I never tried these resources, by the way, but maybe the National Human Trafficking Hotline, which the number I got right here is 1-888-373-7888. Again, 1-888-373-7888. It's a national human trafficking hotline. So I guess there's someone right there ready to answer for you right away when you're in
Absolutely.
instead of like, because you never know, police, they take time, they're gonna ask you everything, oh, what's going on. They're like, I guess you can say they're ready for it. They learn about that and like they're trained for it. So like they'll be ready to answer and know exactly what to say maybe.
And
Absolutely.
the local hotline is called OCAR, which is the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Rape. The number is 1-888-373-7888. And then you can text that number saying be free and someone will be there for you to help you in your situation. Hopefully that you'll get out of safely.
Thank you, ladies. Any parting words? Miss Corey, and I'll kick it to you. Any parting words that you want to share with young people or their parents or guardians?
I would just say for young people, just be aware of your surroundings. I know a lot of time as young people, even myself, we get so caught up in like our cell phones and different things like that. Just be aware of your surroundings. One thing I would say is, when you're traveling late at night, if you're able to travel with like a group of friends, so you're not by yourself. As far as parents, I would just say be aware, know where your kids are, have those safe words for your kids, and just, be on the lookout for like the girl said, different things that your kids didn't buy. I mean, you didn't buy for your kids. Just have that open relationship with them so they can come and talk to you about different things. So if something is happening, you could help them out of the situation.
Absolutely. Naomi, any parting words you'd like to add?
I would like to say, people should definitely share the location with family members just so that everybody knows where you are.
Like Naima got my location just in case.
You know.
Okay.
Also, for the parents, I would say pay attention to the signs that your child might be getting sex trafficked. Make sure they're safe. Make sure they're safe words, like you said. Just make sure you have a relationship with your child so that they would feel comfortable talking to you about something like this. And also, if you see somebody getting sex trafficked or you think they might be going through something like that, don't be afraid to speak up and talk to a mentor or any adult that you trust.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Medina?
Say that parental bond, like you actually need to actually have a bond with your children and speak to them because some people are like, oh, they're fine. But like you never know where they're probably calling for help and you never know because they're not the type of person that speaks out and say what's wrong with them all the time. Like unlike me, if there's something wrong with me, like I'll just say right away because I'm so blunt like that. But like other people they hide stuff in and it's hard. You kind of like have to tussle and fight with them, not like verbally, not like
Right.
not physically, but like actually like go deeper so that they can trust you and say what they actually want to say.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies in Malaysia.
I would just say that like educating yourself on like online safety is huge.
Mm.
You know, just giving somebody your name, your phone number gives them access to so many things. It can ruin your whole life. They can find your social security number, your IP address. They can find out where you live in seconds. People are absolutely crazy nowadays. So just like protecting yourself online is huge and it can get you out of a lot of things. So
Absolutely. And I think I would have to add that no matter if you're in the life or have a potential risk, that does not define you and you can get out. Like these young ladies said, find a trusted adult, tell everybody, tell a doctor, whoever you have to tell until someone listens, right? And that you are not defined by what you're doing and that there's always a way out, that you can become this beautiful butterfly and that you can soar to many great things and achieve the things that you want to achieve, right? That you are not who people say you are, that you define who you are to yourself. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. I want to thank you for this youth voice that we have, such intelligent, beautiful Black girls on this line. And I want to thank you for joining us, for keeping it real while we heal here at Gwen's Girls. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.